So we're joined here by someone who alleges to have seen massive voter fraud in the US elections that support what President Trump is saying. Now, we're going to conceal their identity for their own safety. Sir, can you tell us about this voter fraud that you say you saw? You said you were near a polling booth in Michigan. Please tell us more about this voter fraud.
Yes, I'm here in Michigan. These people, they stole our votes like they always do. I don't know when they are going to stop, but these elections were not free and fair. We saw their soldiers, they came in with ballot boxes and they removed our votes.
Right. So do you have evidence of this voter fraud that you're talking about?
Yes, we do have the V11s. We have the V11s and we will submit them to the court as soon as possible. This is not fair. In 2020, who does that?
Okay, but do you have actual evidence of this rigging?
We don't have the V11s yet, but like I said, we are going to submit them to the courts and the court will judge. We won these elections by 2.6 million votes.
Sir, are you sure you're talking about the US election? You said you won with 2.6 million votes. Are you talking about the US election?
My elections. ZANU-PF will always rig, whether Zimbabwe or they can even rig elections in the United States.
Okay, that's my lady. Oh, right. Okay, but Mr. Chamisa, if I've got your name right, how then do you explain that ZANU-PF is in power in Zimbabwe and rigs elections, but Trump is in power and had the elections rigged against him?
You don't know ZANU-PF. These guys, they do magic.
Finally, you said you were near a polling station in Michigan. Is that correct? Or
Yes. I'm here in Michigan. Michigan, Botosto, Pabora. Yeah, that's why I was saying this is not fair because people here, they love us.
Thank you, Mr. Chamisa. My people, comrades and friends, welcome to another episode of The Week with me, Comrade Fatso. And it's been an incredibly heavy week. Gringo and Ginimbi passed away, Trump is refusing to give up power, schools reopened without teachers, and ED and Chamisa were competing to see who could give the best congratulations message to Joe Biden. This week has been the hardest. On Sunday morning, we woke up to news that businessman and socialite Genius Ginimbi and 3 other friends had passed away in a terrible accident. Not a single emergency service in sight. No ambulance, no fire brigade, nothing. If those who are north of Samora cannot access these facilities, what more at Tindo in Somabula? As if that wasn't tragedy enough. On Monday, we got the news that national icon Gringo had succumbed to his illness and was no more. Looking at the bedside pictures of Gringo, you would not believe that this is the man who single-handedly made the nation laugh. Where was the Ministry of Youth, Sports, Arts and Recreation during Gringo's final days? He was only 47. 47. President ED, you promised that you would have a listening government. Saka Comrade President, we ask you to listen to us now. Protect our artists and help them to take care of themselves and their loved ones. We deserve a thriving creative economy. Give us the opportunity to live and die with dignity. Give us a chance. No one wants to have to beg for medical fees from their deathbeds. No one wants to have to crowdfund to save their lives. To everyone who we lost this week, may you rest in power, my comrades. Comrades and friends, we're joined today by Prophet Madungwe. Prophet Madungwe, thank you for coming on to The Week.
Thank you very much for inviting me to the platform.
Great to have you here. Now we've brought you here, comrade, because there are some allegations we're seeing online. We've read a recent article which is saying you are claiming that Ginimbi and Moana didn't make it to heaven. They're actually stuck in remand on their way to heaven. So can you give us clarity on that, please, Prophet?
Okay, let me speak about Ginimbi's issue, but that account is not our account which trying to tarnish the prophet which wrote the false message about remand. We don't have the remand in heaven, but what we have, we know that Ginimbi was not serving God, so we cannot expect him to be in heaven. That one we can confirm to you that he has failed to qualify for heaven, but we never said there is a remand or anything. That is the fake account on Twitter, but Ginimbi failed to qualify for heaven. That one we can confirm about that, but that message is false account which produced that information about remand and all those silly things.
Okay, so there's no remand or chikurubi in heaven.
Yes, we don't have anything like that, but he failed to qualify for heaven.
Right. So no remand, no chikurubi, no red and white majuzi in heaven.
Yes, there is nothing like that, because these are spiritual matters. It's not the physical matters we understand like remand or anything. There is no remand in heaven. We have paradise and the hell. There are two waiting places. So Ginimbi is in hell, not in paradise.
Is there anyone else who hasn't made it into heaven recently you can tell us of?
Yeah, we can say many people they failed to qualify for heaven, especially this year, because God is not happy with all the people. That's why even many diseases like incurable disease is prevailing at the moment.
Okay, so what prophecies do you have at the moment? Any current prophecies that you're seeing?
Okay, let me continue to update the spiritual things or the heavenly updates concerning the time we are, the current time we are. We are seeing this year that was a difficult year with the coronavirus. So coronavirus is the wrath of God. It's not the 5G which is causing it or something else, but it is the sins of the people. So every nation was judged according to its sin rate, like USA, UK, France, Germany. They have the sin which is very high. So it is God's wrath only, because the people have sinned. Sins like homosexuality, which is being authorized in the nations like USA and UK and all the Europeans. So the Southern Africa or Africans, the sin rate is very low. So we don't have all those corona diseases very much. So this is the sin rate, not the 5G or whatever people are saying. But starting 1 to 20 November, God is watching himself so that people, if they are repenting, God shall spare us. But as we have started November, people, they have not repented. So coronavirus shall stay with us. It is not going anywhere. But God shall reduce it so that it will not be all that very dangerous. But corona shall stay with us for the rest of our life, like AIDS, like cancer.
Okay, that's interesting, because I mean, most scientists have found that coronavirus actually came from people eating animals at meat markets in China. And also I think here we also think that gays are human beings like everyone else. But in terms of moving on to something else, in terms of those who are getting into heaven, how many people are getting into heaven? Because often you have some statistics about how many people are going to make it. Do you have any current statistics? Will I make it, or Boskeda, or it's still quite a narrow focus?
Yeah, what I can say is this. Currently, I can say only few people have qualified for heaven. The rest are going to the hell. So especially the celebrities or those the people, the rich or those people.
No, I'm half celebrities. Maybe
we are
as
not
a half
saying
celebrity,
all the celebrities, but
I'll
we
get
are
halfway.
just saying most of them.
All right, most of them, but
we don't have the actual figure for the heaven for the people who are entering heaven at the moment. We only know about the automatic heavenly entry. If someone is given automatic heavenly entry.
Right, okay, so maybe those other celebrities, they can go to hell, but then for me, na Boskeda, maybe you can just speak to the guy and just say, for these guys,
okay,
back door.
Okay, the spiritual things, we don't do the back door or any favors, because everyone is judged according to his works, so there is no back door.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us, Prophet. Thanks for clarifying also on the Ginimbi situation. Thanks for giving us the latest statistics, and we'll be in touch with you soon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Losing Gringo and Ginimbi, however, is not where the tragedy ends. Schools reopened without teachers,
and ED continued his attack on judges. Yep, schools reopened without teachers to teach. That's like opening a shabin with no msombodia or kachasu. Halishande. Many school kids returned to school this week and were quickly sent home. Teachers are still striking, arguing that they are incapacitated by the measly 40 US per month that they're receiving. The Hurmend, being the Hurmend, is now unilaterally announcing Jma percentage so that it sounds like a lot. It's not. A 40% hike makes it $180 US per month, which is still nowhere near what the teachers are asking for, which is the $520 US per month that they used to earn. But watch the Hurmend buy chiefs some new Ford Rangers or give out some travel allowances to ZANU-PF chefs. Teachers are having to do 2 or 3 kia jobs like sewing, tuck shops, and cross-border trading just to supplement their income. Meanwhile, our kids are not getting the education they need. The pass rates keep getting lower and lower, and the Hurmend fakes surprise. Just give the teachers their money so they can teach. Because remember when growing up, we all used to boast that Zimbabwe had the most educated population on the African continent? Well, ZANU-PF is destroying that legacy before your eyes. Comrades, I realize this episode is very serious, but sometimes when our politicians become comedians, us comedians have to be serious. Meanwhile, the attack on our judiciary continues too. For a very long time now, civil society and the media have been crying out that the judiciary is captured, and we've been accused of crying wolf. Well, I think now we have some evidence. Justice Dewere is being accused by the Judicial Services Commission of wrongly quashing a prison sentence imposed on a thief, and also taking too long to deliver judgments. But Justice Dewere has countered these allegations by accusing Chief Justice Malaba of pursuing a personal vendetta against her. Why? Because apparently she denied his illegal order to deny bail to former Minister Priska Mpumira in August last year. I mean, that's like replying with a zijoka of your own. Yes, man. Now, the JSC is pushing to remove Dewere from the bench. Funnily enough, the order from the JSC came on the 15th of September when Dewere withheld judgment on the bail application by MDC Alliance's Job Sikala. Since then, she's been harassed, the police guard at her home removed, and there's even been attempts to take away her official vehicle. Imagine all this for actually doing your job. And yet the Mpumiras and Rushwayas of this world continue roaming free. I mean, they're probably even watching this episode from the comfort of their own homes. Which brings me to my next issue. Young people of Zimbabwe, we need to talk, sha. Let's get real for a moment. It's nice that we come together and kiki when it's needed. We mourn together when it's called for. But is that all there is to us? Have we become a nation of comedians and mourners? I was proud in 2018 when I heard that 65% of the registered voters were young people. Because that told me that you, the youthies, were ready to take charge of your future. I know that a lot has happened between then and now to discourage that spirit. But the truth is, no one is coming to save us. It's up to us to save ourselves and make sure that our children have better futures. I don't have all the answers, and I won't pretend that I do. But me and the whole team at Magama TV are willing to take part in these conversations and actions with you that hopefully can give us a new and better tomorrow. Saka, let's talk the talk and walk the walk, my comrades. None but ourselves can liberate us.
Makadi nyuchi chacho.
Tokubetsereni.
Ndikuda bag rangu. Hanti.
Bag ndimani.
Ndine yo wasikuziva nyaya yebag. Yanetsa Zimbabwe yese. Rushwaya. Hanti kuna ndoku holdings kwacho.
Yeah, this is the holdings area.
Hanti ndimukwa mune zvinhu zvakaconfiscate kwa. Ndipewo bag rangu ndikuda bag rangu.
Moms, ndimi. Muda kutoshamisira pana baba mune mhosva futi.
Mhosva? Ipi yacho? Shamari, you know what? I'm not that much intelligent. But chandoza kuti andingamboenda nebag ne 6 kg yegold ku-airport ndisina kuiwandisa. Hapana mhosva, you don't have a case.
Hamuri kudedzera chii? Saka zvese zvine nechekuita neni.
Wakuda kundidherera manje
Yes,
do you know kuti ndokwanisa kuruina life yako? I can destroy you.
Yes.
Unozva zvandokwanisa kuita iwe? Do you know what I can do to you? I'm going to have my bae write a song about you.
In other news, Hopeful Chingono has been in court on corruption charges and has been denied bail. The sad saga continues. This Hurmend never ceases to amaze me. Remember that Magufuli guy who arrived in power in Tanzania and was cleaning the streets and riding around on his bicycle, and all us Zimbos were like, wow, what a president. Well, he's just won a sham election, and the leading opposition presidential candidate has fled the country for Belgium. Talk about shooting yourself in the foot, Magufuli. In the MDCT soap opera, there is more chaos. Apparently, Abednego Bebe beat Toko Kupe at the recent Blayo Congress. That didn't stop Toko. She tried to rig it with more votes cast than actual delegates. She is truly Zambian. There's an ongoing public consultation on whether kids below the age of 12 should have access to reproductive healthcare services. Check out the highlights from the Bindura consultation.
Ndinozvipira kuti ndoita hangu yeke nodoko kuti ndiri kuda mari baba ivava vachandipa STI handiti ndapiwa STI kuti ndiudze mama kuti nini ndine zvandaita handikwanisi kuvaudza.
Anosvika pafamu unonoshokwa mwana ane 14 years ari nhumbu mwana ane 13 years akutochi kuzoti fei unozoti hanezuva ndakazoita yeke.
Saka ivo vaitoburitsa chikumbiro chekuti imi zvamauya kudai muchiona mamiriro akada pachikoro pedu zvinogona here kuti mungotsvaga nzvimbo yamunonotisi yamunopota muchingokanda makondomu muchivande.
Hapana mubereki ane dzakakwana angada kuti mwana wake anopuwa mapirisi efamily planning.
Let us know what you think. Thanks for taking part in our polls this week about the Patriot Bill and the proposed amendments to the Criminal Law Codification and Reform Act. 69% of you said, Hatini man iwe, which I support. Do you believe that teachers deserve a living wage? Then support the Rural Teachers Union, ATUZ, and sign their petition. Let's save our education system from collapse. Thanks for joining us on The Week. Follow Magamba TV on social media. I've been Comrade Fatso. You have been the people. This has been The Week. Thank you and futsak.